Good afternoon, friends, and thank you very much for being here this afternoon for our regular briefing on the security situation of Indian nationals in Iraq. What I will do, like usual, is try and put out to you the developments since yesterday evening, following which I'm open for any questions that you have. I will not be taking any questions on other than this issue because I have another meeting to attend, but I will answer all the questions that you would like on this issue. Unless there is anything that is of great importance, I'll try and answer if there is anything else also, in case there is. Okay. As regards the situation of Indian nationals in Iraq, we've been working on two fronts. This morning, as you are perhaps aware, the External Affairs Minister, who is also the Minister for the Overseas Indian Affairs, had called in all our ambassadors in the Gulf. She chaired a meeting of this group of Indian ambassadors in the Gulf for almost 3 hours. The focus of the meeting was on what was the assessment of our ambassadors in the region about developments in the region, specific to their assessments of what from their different locations, how they viewed the situation in Iraq. The second aspect was in terms of assistance that can be provided to Indian nationals in Iraq from their respective countries, both those who are in the conflict zone as well as those who are outside the conflict zone, that is in the currently safe areas of southern Iraq. Based on that meeting, the External Affairs Minister has now decided that the certain parts of the Indian Community Welfare Fund, which is available for our missions in the Gulf, will be used for assisting Indian nationals in Iraq. She has already given these instructions, and I understand that since her instructions earlier this morning, funds have been transferred from 2 Indian missions to our mission in Baghdad. So there is adequate funding available for the activities of our mission in Baghdad to assist Indian nationals in what we call is the facilitation phase of our assistance program there. In addition, after this meeting, based on the inputs that she had received from our ambassadors in the region, the External Affairs Minister had a fairly detailed discussion with the ambassadors of the Gulf countries resident in Delhi. Again, the themes were both, as I said, their understanding of the situation as well as what they could do in case we seek their assistance on a wide variety of issues relating to assistance to Indian nationals in Iraq. The responses were very positive and forthcoming, and we hope to work with these countries on issues relating to Indian nationals in Iraq. This is what were the sum and substance of the discussions in the morning relating to in Delhi. Let me now turn to what were the activities that we undertook in Iraq since yesterday. As you know, the facilitation phase of our assistance to Indian nationals in Iraq is now underway. Yesterday I had informed you that we had set in motion 3 camp offices in Najaf, Karbala and Basra. We had also indicated to you the telephone numbers that are available for any Indian national to contact our officials. The External Affairs Minister has herself contacted each of these officials to check what sort of information is being requested by Indian nationals and what are their responses. So the entire system is now in place after proper checks, etc. And as I said, the External Affairs Minister herself has taken those numbers, and she did contact these people to check whether the responses that they were providing were appropriate or not. That said, these our officials, in addition to these 3 places, We've also started mobile units in Baghdad. Although we have a mission in Baghdad, we've decided that it is also important for us to reach out to Indian nationals who are resident in various compounds or workplaces in Baghdad. And the telephone numbers of those two mobile units I will mention to you. These are 00964 770 44899 and 00964 770 484 3247. So we now have, yes, the second one is 00964 770 4843 247. So now we have mobile units in all cities from Baghdad and its south. These people are not only staying in those places, but they are moving around in the vicinity, in suburbs or nearby areas, wherever they have, and they are receiving responses. Our view, as explained by the External Affairs Minister herself to these officers, is to tell them the following. We have put out 2 advisories asking Indian nationals to leave those areas. They have both these advisories were in the form of advisories asking them to leave those areas given our understanding of the security situation. Number 2, the officials concerned will be providing all assistance. This assistance includes A, documentation if required and if it is not available, and B, air tickets if they are indigent and not able to afford air tickets. C, in case they have issues related to their contractual agreements with their employers, we will also work with the employers and the Indian nationals concerned to see if we can try and assist them in this endeavor too. We are receiving responses. At this stage, the numbers are such that we are working with them and their companies as well as those agents who have sent them from here to Iraq to bring them back by commercial flights. This initial phase will begin, I think, by tomorrow or latest by day after tomorrow, depending on flight availability. Of course, as we have told you previously, this is a national endeavor, and should greater number of should we require other options, these are now ready. As regards the nurses who are in Tikrit, because as you are aware, in Tikrit there has been some conflict going on with our understanding that the official government officials, army is trying to repulse those who have taken over Tikrit. And my understanding as of now is that we have been in touch with the nurses just a few hours ago. Our last contact was. Also, they remain unhurt. Their hospital has not been intruded upon. I understand they had some shortages in terms of funds for getting their essential provisions, and we have, I can confirm to you right now, have provided those funds through our contacts in that region. So there is no shortage for them in terms of availability of their funds. Of course, they remain concerned because of noises and fighting going in the surrounding areas, but as of now, they remain safe. We are in contact with them. We have provided them with funding for their essential requirements, and we will continue to be in touch with them. I think I will try and stop there because I have given you a broad picture of what we see from here are the developments since yesterday. In case any of you have specific questions and if I am able to answer them, I will try to do so. Thank you. Yes, Smita, just a minute. They will bring.
You mentioned that Sushma Swaraj tried getting an assessment out of the Indian envoys in Gulf about the situation. Can you give us a sense of what their assessment really is in terms of the ground situation? Do they see it as spilling over and that a mass evacuation would be needed sooner than later?
Look, I think it's a bit of a stretch for me to tell you what our ambassadors have given in terms of confidential inputs to the External Affairs Minister. But that said, I've also told you what her specific advice to our officials on the ground have just been communicated in terms of what they should be telling the Indian nationals who are in the zone where there is no fighting as yet. Also, I've told you what the positive responses from the Gulf state ambassadors resident here have been. So I think that's the extent to which I can share that information, but I will not be able to share further of what were the specific inputs, because obviously this is privileged communication between the External Affairs Minister and those who she has sought this direct information from. And you would appreciate I can't get into those details. Yes, Dr. Akhilesh Suman, just wait on, we'll get you the mic.
So this question about those who are either in hostage or are kidnapped, has any demand come from those who have kept them in captivity?
No, we have not received any demand. Yes, sir.
Sir, what is the situation right now for those 39 Indians who have been abducted?
I have no reports since last evening. The last evening's report I have communicated to you that they remain unharmed, that they are in captivity, and that we are aware, we have got some leads on them, and we don't want to pursue further, because this is not like a situation that we can provide you information on sort of an hour by hour or by day, but that's our last information. We are working on the leads. That I can confirm to you, that we are now working on the leads that were provided yesterday. Yes, Sanchit?
So is there a number you can give us of how many people of Ministry of External Affairs or Indian officials have gone to Iraq especially,
Sure.
and people who are sort of assisting
Sure.
as far as assistance?
Yeah. Yesterday we had inducted 12 officials who are diplomats into the region, of which 9 were deputed to Najaf, Karbala and Basra, and we hope that tomorrow we will be able to induct another 12 people. So you will have 24 by tomorrow, more than what we were in terms of our mission there. Also, when Mr. Suresh Reddy had gone there, we had inducted with him a few personnel staff to assist him. So all in all, I would say that as of tomorrow morning or tomorrow, we would have inducted 26 more people. We already have identified many more should that be required, and they are already in readiness and ready to move if that is a requirement. So in terms of numbers, there will not be any shortage of officials required. They will be inducted. We will also utilize locally available resources. After all, they could be very useful resources available locally to assist us with local situations. Yes, Amrita. Just.
Akbar, can you give us a sense of between the control room and the camp so far, what kind of numbers we're talking about, people who want to get out of Iraq?
Well, I'll just give you a couple of examples, but I won't be able to tell you all the details. For example, my understanding is that from a company which had approximately 1,000 people, initial responses were for about 120 odd who would like to leave. I'm just giving you a ballpark figure, but of course we were not able to meet all the 1,000. Our endeavor is to meet one by one, etc., as many in groups to have an understanding and work it out. I won't be able to give you a exact thing. We already made arrangements for approximately for day after tomorrow's flight, about 40 people. And we will do so in batches as and when tickets are available, and we are able to complete all the contractual issues related to their stay in Iraq, because that also is a matter that we have to take into account before we do this. Just 1 minute. Pardon? Just hold on. Just hold on. Please hold on. Yes, Ranji, I'll answer your question. Just hold.
How many Indians should have left by now from Iraq, and are they waiting for them to be evacuated?
Pardon? I don't know what they are waiting for. We have no. Please listen to me. You asked your question. Please give back the mic, and I will answer that. Let me tell you, when we started, we said that approximately 10,000 plus, and we also said approximately 150 or so in the zone of conflict. And as of now, in the zone of conflict, they are less than 100. So approximately 50 plus from that region have left, and that's the most difficult region. As regards the areas where outside the zone of conflict, there are international airports and flights available. Now, if you have a passport and if you have an air ticket, you don't need to contact me to let me know that I am leaving. So it's not for us to know exactly how many. We will only know those people who either don't have a ticket, or don't have a passport or a travel document, or have some legal problems in terms of their contract. And those are the most vulnerable, and those are the ones we are trying to assist. As regards the others, they are free to leave. We have provided 2 advisories suggesting that they leave. If there are no other questions, I will, and last question, and that's it.
क्या अब ये स्थिति आ गई है कि खबर आ रही है कि पर्शियन गल्फ में युद्धपोत आईएनएस मैसूर की तैनाती की गई है और एयरफोर्स को स्टैंड बाई पे रहने को कहा गया है, तो क्या अब ये स्थिति आ गई है कि इस ऑप्शन पे भी विचार किया जा रहा है कि एयर फोर्स के इस्तेमाल के ज़रिए इवैक्यूएशन को अंजाम दिया जाए?
मैंने आपसे ये कल बताया था, दिस इज़ अ नेशनल एंडेवर एंड वी विल यूज़ ऑल नेशनल एसेट्स. आई ऑल्सो टोल्ड यू टुडे that while at this stage air connectivity is available, however, should it arise, all national assets are now in readiness. Yes, Indrani, just.
What kind of assistance did we request from the Gulf ambassadors, the ones resident here?
Well, the assistance is in terms of what they could provide for us to, in the zone of conflict, to help us in the in rescuing or helping our nationals in the zone of conflict out of it. That's our principal goal. The rest, we are handling it through our own assets. Yes, Srinjoy. Last question.
If you have time, you would take other questions, and this is the other question.
Sure. There's always a catch. I haven't been reading anything else, so I won't perhaps be able, but if I am, I will, sir.
In the past, the MEA and the government of India has always said that terrorists in that area, whether it's Al-Qaeda or LET, have been trying to acquire weapons of mass destruction.
I don't remember me saying that.
Even your predecessors.
I don't know about it. I don't remember myself saying this.
In recent times, there is a recent book which talks about this effort that is apparently going on. Would you like to say something? Do you see any sign of LET particularly trying to acquire WMD?
Srinjoy, I don't know what you're talking about. I've never said this, nor do I've seen any book on this matter. Thank you very much. With that, we end this conversation.